Over 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed every day around the world. But few people know the incredible journey each cup takes before it reaches your hands. From tropical farms to high-tech factories, follow the story behind one of the most popular beverages on the planet. Nescafé's story begins in the early 1900s, when Swiss chemist Max Morgan created a method to make coffee instantly. In 1930, Nestlé bought the rights to his invention and started producing instant coffee under the Nescafé name. With strong marketing, the brand quickly grew. During World War II, Nescafé became a favorite among US and Allied troops because it was easy to carry and prepare. After the war, its popularity spread, and Nestlé kept improving how instant coffee was made and packaged. The taste of coffee depends on where it's grown and how the beans are roasted and mixed. Brazil is the world's top coffee producer, responsible for about 35% of all global output. Coffee starts as a flower, and after about 9 months develops into grape-sized red fruits called cherries. Harvesting begins when the cherries turn a deep red, a sign they are ready. From blooming to picking, the process takes 6 to 9 months. Farm workers carefully pick the ripe red cherries, leaving the green ones to continue growing. They often return to the same trees as more cherries ripen. The goal is to have no more than 2 unripe cherries for every 100 picked. The harvested cherries are poured into sacks weighing about 2 kilograms, enough for around 200 cups of coffee. Handpicking is tiring, so some farms use large mechanical harvesters. These 5-meter-tall machines shake the trees to collect cherries and can do the work of 100 people. The fresher the cherries, the better taste. Once collected, the cherries go to a wet mill. Water channels clean them and send them into a pulper. This machine uses a spinning drum to press and strip off the skin and pulp, freeing the beans inside. The beans then pass through water into large, rotating cylinders that sort out any green or unripe ones. After sorting, they are rinsed again to remove a sticky, sugary layer, then spread out on cement patios to dry in the sun for 4 days. Workers regularly rake the beans to ensure they dry evenly. Once dried, the beans are polished to remove their outer layer. A vibrating table then sorts them by weight into 3 categories. They are packed into sacks weighing exactly 69 kilograms and prepared for transport to processing plants. Each year, 35 million tons of freshly picked coffee cherries are delivered to factories like one of Nestlé's largest instant coffee facilities. At this plant, 890 employees produce up to 175,000 jars of coffee every day. The process starts with the arrival of coffee beans. Daily, 170 tons from South America are delivered, with up to 560 tons stored in silos. The beans are checked for quality by taking samples directly from the sacks. Nescafé uses 2 main types of beans, Arabica and Robusta. Arabica offers a smoother, more aromatic taste, while Robusta is stronger and fuller-bodied. After passing inspection, the beans are cleaned and sorted. Any unwanted materials are removed, and the beans are stored in silos marked by type and variety. The beans are roasted at 210 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes. Roasting is crucial for developing the coffee's aroma, color, and taste. The heat transforms starches into sugars and releases rich, fragrant compounds. It also lowers caffeine levels. The longer the roast, the less caffeine remains. To avoid burning, the beans are constantly stirred for even roasting. Once done, they are ground into a coarse powder using industrial machines. The ground coffee is then mixed with hot water in large tanks, much like oversized coffee makers. This step, called extraction, draws out the flavors, aroma, and key elements of the coffee. The liquid is heated until it condenses into a thick extract, which is poured onto a conveyor belt. Next, the extract goes into a freezing chamber to preserve its taste. Workers wear thermal gear to protect against the extreme cold. The frozen coffee forms thin sheets that are broken into small granules. These granules enter a vacuum chamber where heat is applied. Inside, the ice turns directly into vapor, skipping the liquid stage. This is known as sublimation, and it helps keep the coffee's flavor intact. Once the moisture is gone, the granules are ready for packing. Hundreds of glass jars move along a conveyor and are filled in less than a second. The factory fills up to 280 jars per minute, about 175,000 jars in just over 11 hours. Each jar is vacuum sealed to stay fresh for up to 24 months. Labels are added. Jars are grouped into packs of 6 and then sent to supermarkets, ready for customers to enjoy. Factory-made ready meals provide convenience and variety for busy lifestyles. The process starts with fresh, high-quality ingredients sourced from trusted suppliers. These are cleaned, prepped, and cooked in industrial kitchens under strict hygiene standards. Advanced machinery handles tasks like chopping, mixing, and portioning, while skilled workers oversee the production. Meals are cooked using methods that mimic home-style preparation, such as steaming, baking, or frying. Once ready, the food is rapidly chilled or frozen to preserve flavor and nutrients. Packaged in microwavable or oven-safe containers, ready meals undergo thorough quality checks before being distributed to stores worldwide. Advanced machines process hundreds of eggs per minute, expertly separating the yolks from the whites with precision. As we continue our journey into food production, let's explore how cow sausages are made in a factory. Factories use a step-by-step process to make them tasty and safe to eat. First, fresh cow meat is cleaned and ground into fine pieces. Spices, salt, and other flavorings are mixed into the meat to give the sausages their delicious taste. The seasoned meat is then stuffed into casings, which are thin tubes made from natural or synthetic materials. These casings hold the meat together and give the sausages their classic shape. Once stuffed, the sausages are linked into portions and cooked in ovens or smokehouses to enhance their flavor and ensure they are fully cooked. After cooking, the sausages are cooled and inspected for quality. They are then packaged in plastic wraps or vacuum-sealed bags to keep them fresh. Finally, the sausages are boxed and sent to stores, ready to be enjoyed in meals or on the grill. Lettuce is a low-calorie, nutrient-rich vegetable packed with vitamins A, C, and K, as well as folate and fiber. It supports healthy digestion, boosts hydration due to its high water content, and promotes heart health. Its antioxidants help combat inflammation, making it a refreshing and nutritious addition to any meal. While there are many great donuts out there, today I'll be focusing on the process of making Krispy Kreme donut in factory. Krispy Kreme typically makes donuts twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, though each store might do it a little differently. First, the ingredients for the dough arrive at each Krispy Kreme factory in large bags. The dough is mixed with water and yeast, and its temperature is carefully regulated during the process. Once mixed, the dough is transferred into a hopper where it rests for about 10 minutes. A crane then moves the hopper over the extruder, which shapes the dough into rings using air pressure. No need to cut a hole. The extruder shapes the dough into a perfect ring from the start. Next, the donuts rise in a proofer, a large box that slowly moves the donuts on a conveyor belt for about 30 minutes. Inside, hot and humid air activates the yeast, causing the donuts to expand. Once they've risen, they're ready to be fried. The fryer is filled with hot vegetable shortening, where the donuts are cooked for about 45 seconds on each side. After frying, they are given time to cool before reaching the glaze waterfall. The glaze, whose recipe is a closely guarded secret, coats the donuts evenly before any excess glaze is recycled for the next batch. Once glazed, the donuts travel through the cooling tunnel to ensure the glaze fully hardens before being boxed or placed on trays for sale. Glazed donut is the most popular, but the company also makes many other varieties. Some donuts are dipped in colored icing or sprinkles after they cool, while others, like sugar donuts, skip the glaze altogether. Filled donuts, which don't have holes, are filled with special fillings by hand. The extruder can also be adjusted to create different shapes for special occasions. While the machine handles much of the process, skilled workers are essential. They monitor the machines, adjust settings, and even have an emergency stop button for safety. Above the fryer, a fire suppression system is in place in case of an emergency. Krispy Kreme produces around 20 million donuts per day globally, with an annual production of over 7 billion donuts. Their most famous product is the original glazed donut, and they operate in more than 30 countries, supplying both retail locations and various stores and supermarkets. And here we have an ice cream sandwich factory. In the assembly line, the ice cream is dispensed onto one cookie layer using automated machinery. Another cookie is placed on top, forming the sandwich. The sandwiches are then passed through a pressing machine to ensure uniform size and shape. Next, the sandwiches are flash frozen to maintain their structure and texture. Finally, they are individually wrapped, boxed, and stored in cold storage. The journey of canned peaches begins in the orchard, where peaches are carefully hand-picked at the peak of ripeness. The timing is crucial to ensure that only the sweetest, juiciest peaches make their way into the canning process. Once harvested, the peaches are immediately transported to the factory to maintain freshness and prevent spoilage. Upon arrival at the factory, the peaches are thoroughly washed to remove any dirt or pesticides. The cleaning process involves a series of water jets and soft brushes, ensuring that every peach is spotless. After cleaning, the peaches are sorted by size and quality. Only the best peaches free from bruises or blemishes continue on to the canning process. Next, the peaches are peeled. In most factories, this is done using a combination of hot water or steam, which loosens the skin for easy removal without damaging the fruit. Once peeled, the peaches are pitted. After pitting, the peaches are sliced or halved. The pieces are carefully measured to ensure uniformity in each can. Meanwhile, a sweet syrup made from sugar and water is prepared. This syrup helps preserve the peaches and enhances their natural sweetness during storage. Now it's time to fill the cans. The peach slices are placed into the cans and the syrup is poured in until each can is filled to the perfect level. The cans are then sealed tightly, with lids ensuring that no air can enter and spoil the peaches. To make sure the peaches are safe to eat for months or even years, the sealed cans are heated in large pressure cookers. This process, called sterilization, kills any bacteria or microorganisms that could cause spoilage. The cans are heated to a precise temperature and pressure for a set amount of time, preserving the peaches without the need for any artificial preservatives. After sterilization, the cans are cooled down and sent to the labeling area. Each can is carefully labeled with information about the product, such as its weight and the type of syrup used. Finally, the labeled cans are packed into boxes and prepared for distribution. These cans will soon be on their way to grocery stores, ready for customers to enjoy. The base of every taco is the tortillas. The process of making it starts with simple ingredients: corn or wheat flour, water, and salt. These are mixed into dough, which is then kneaded until smooth. Machines roll the dough into thin sheets and cut it into perfect circles. Next, the tortillas are cooked on large hot griddles that quickly bake them on both sides. This gives them their soft texture and delicious taste. After cooking, they are cooled to prevent moisture buildup and keep them fresh. Once cooled, the tortillas are stacked, counted, and packaged by machines to ensure they stay clean and intact. Before leaving the factory, they go through quality checks to make sure they meet food safety standards. Finally, the packaged tortillas are shipped to stores and restaurants, ready to be enjoyed in tacos, burritos, and many other tasty dishes. Cake making and decorating in a factory involves a highly efficient and organized process to produce large quantities of cakes while maintaining consistent quality. The process begins with mixing the ingredients, such as flour, sugar, eggs, and flavorings, in large industrial mixers. Once the batter is prepared, it is portioned into molds or pans using automated machines to ensure uniform size and weight. The cakes are then baked in large ovens at controlled temperatures. After baking, they are allowed to cool before moving to the decorating stage. Factory decorating involves applying frosting, glazes, or fondant with precision using specialized machinery. For intricate designs, such as patterns or logos, robotic systems or stencils are used to ensure consistency across each cake. Toppings like sprinkles, fruit, or chocolate are added as a final touch. The cakes are then packaged in protective containers to preserve freshness and shipped to retailers, ready for customers to enjoy. This yogurt factory has produced over 3.2 billion bottles since it first started. The yogurt production process begins with fresh milk being heated and mixed with healthy bacteria to turn it into yogurt. After the yogurt is ready, it goes through a filling machine. This machine quickly pours the yogurt into bottles, one after another. Once filled, the bottles move down a line where they are sealed with caps. After sealing, each bottle gets a label with the brand name and important information. Finally, the bottles are packed into boxes and stored, ready to be sent to stores. The factory works fast and clean, making sure every bottle is safe and fresh. The journey of Lay's chips starts with high-quality potatoes. These potatoes are sourced from carefully selected farms, ensuring only the best are used for production. Each potato is selected based on strict standards for size, shape, and moisture content. When the potatoes arrive at the Lay's factory, they are immediately prepared for processing. Each batch is unloaded and sent through an initial sorting system where any substandard or damaged potatoes are removed. Only the best potatoes make it to the next stage. The first step in the factory is cleaning. Potatoes are washed multiple times to remove dirt and debris. With high-pressure water jets, scrub the potatoes to ensure no traces of soil remain. After cleaning an automated inspection process, checks for imperfections, ensuring every potato meets the company's high standards. After washing, the potatoes are peeled with automated peelers carefully remove the skin, ensuring minimal waste. Once peeled, the potatoes are sliced into thin, uniform pieces. The thickness is critical to thick, and the chips won't be crispy too thin, and they'll burn during frying. Once sliced, the potato slices are sent to large fryers. Lay's uses a proprietary blend of high-quality oils to fry the chips to perfection. The temperature and timing are closely monitored by advanced machinery to ensure each batch has that perfect golden brown hue and crispy texture. After frying, the chips are drained to remove excess oil. This step is crucial not only for taste, but also for the texture and shelf life of the chips. A gentle air cooling process helps reduce oil content, making the chips lighter and crunchier. Now comes the fun part, flavoring. Whether it's the iconic classic salted flavor or a tangy barbecue, each batch of chips is evenly coated with the perfect amount of seasoning. Lay's uses state-of-the-art machines to ensure consistent seasoning across every chip. Before packaging, each chip goes through rigorous quality control checks. Employs cutting-edge optical scanners and automated systems that check each chip for defects. Chips that are too dark, misshapen, or damaged are removed from the line, ensuring that only the highest quality chips reach consumers. Once the chips pass quality control, they are sent to the packaging stage. Lay's signature bags are filled with the right amount of chips and sealed to preserve freshness. These bags are designed with airtight seals to keep the chips crispy from the factory to your table. Lay's sells approximately 1.5 million bags per day globally. This number reflects Lay's popularity as one of the leading snack brands. However, sales can fluctuate based on promotional campaigns, holidays, and other factors. Next up, let's explore the production of breakfast sandwich. The process begins with the buns. As they enter the production line, they're quickly sorted and organized by a highly efficient conveyor system. Each bun is automatically aligned and fed into slicing machines. These machines split each bun, perfectly separating the top and bottom halves in one swift motion. Next, the protein selection. In a modern breakfast sandwich, this could mean sausage patties, ham, or bacon. These different proteins are sorted, using a system that distinguishes each type and organizes them. With the patties perfectly sorted, robotic arms take over. Each patty is carefully picked up and placed onto the bottom half of a sliced bun. The robots work with a high degree of accuracy, ensuring each one is centered on the bun. The next step is adding the cheese. The factory uses a cheese extrusion system that slices and dispenses each cheese portion right onto the patty. Once the cheese is in place, the top half of the bun is added. This step requires exact timing so that the bun is added without disturbing the other ingredients. A robotic arm lifts the top bun and places it directly over the cheese, completing the basic structure of the sandwich. Now that the sandwich is assembled, it moves to the flow wrapper loading station. Here, the sandwich is placed into a wrapper that seals it for freshness. This wrapper is crucial for protecting the sandwich during transport and maintaining its quality until it's ready to be enjoyed by customers. Finally, the wrapped sandwiches are collected and organized into boxes for shipping. Bacon is a breakfast staple, loved for its crispiness and rich flavor. The process of making it starts with selecting high-quality pork bellies. Each piece is inspected for quality, then trimmed to the ideal size and thickness. The pork bellies go through a curing process where they're seasoned with a mixture of salt, sugar, and spices. This step not only adds flavor, but also preserves the meat, giving bacon its unique taste. The pork bellies are cooled and then sliced into thin, even strips. Automated slicers ensure each piece is the perfect thickness, whether it's thick cut or regular. The slices are then carefully packed to keep them fresh. Each package goes through quality control to ensure consistency and safety. Next up, let's explore the production of strawberry jam in a factory. The process begins with the selection of ripe, juicy strawberries, sourced from farms and inspected to ensure they meet strict quality standards. The strawberries are thoroughly washed and sorted before being transferred to large stainless steel kettles. Sugar, pectin, and sometimes lemon juice are added to the strawberries to enhance flavor and aid in thickening. The mixture is then cooked at controlled temperatures, ensuring the natural flavors and vibrant color of the fruit are preserved. Once the jam reaches the desired consistency, it is poured into sterilized glass jars using automated filling machines. The jars are sealed immediately to lock in freshness, and then pasteurized to ensure a long shelf life. After cooling, the jars are labeled and undergo rigorous quality checks before being packed and distributed to stores ready to delight customers. Over 50 billion burger patties are consumed worldwide each year. Whether served in a fast food restaurant or cooked at home, they provide a delicious and convenient meal option. But how are these patties made on such a massive scale? From selecting the meat to packaging. The process involves several steps. Each step ensures that the patties are safe to eat and taste great. Let's take a closer look at how beef patties are made on a large scale in a factory setting. The first step in making beef patties is selecting high-quality meat. Factories usually source beef from reliable farms and suppliers. The meat used in patties often comes from different parts of the cow, including chuck, round, and sirloin. These cuts are chosen because they provide a good balance of flavor and fat content, which is important for a juicy burger. Before the meat is accepted into the factory, it goes through an inspection process. This ensures that it meets food safety standards and is free from harmful bacteria or contamination. The beef is also checked for the right color, texture, and freshness. Once the meat is selected and inspected, it moves to the grinding stage. The meat is placed in large industrial grinders, which break it down into small pieces. This process helps create the right texture for the patties. Factories usually grind the meat twice. The first grind reduces the meat into coarse pieces, while the second grind makes it finer and more uniform. This step also helps mix the fat and lean meat evenly, ensuring that every patty has the same texture and juiciness. After grinding, the beef is transferred to a mixing machine. Some patties are made from 100% beef, while others may include seasonings, salt, or preservatives. If any additional ingredients are needed, they are added at this stage. The mixing process is carefully controlled to ensure consistency. Large machines blend the ingredients evenly, making sure that every patty has the same taste and quality. Once the meat is properly mixed, it moves to the patty-forming machines. These machines shape the ground beef into uniform patties using molds or presses. The size and thickness of the patties depend on the factory's specifications. Some patties are thin, while others are thick and juicy. Factories use high-speed machines that can produce thousands of patties per hour. These machines ensure that each patty is the same size and weight, which is important for cooking consistency. The formed patties are then placed on conveyor belts, where they move to the next stage of the process. To keep the patties fresh and safe for transportation, they are frozen immediately after forming. Factories use special freezing methods, such as flash freezing or blast freezing. These techniques help preserve the texture, flavor, and quality of the meat. Flash freezing involves exposing the patties to extremely low temperatures in a short period. This prevents ice crystals from forming inside the meat, which can affect the texture. By freezing the patties quickly, factories ensure that they remain fresh until they reach the consumer. Before packaging, they go through a strict quality control process. This step is important to ensure that every batch meets food safety standards and customer expectations. Factory workers and automated machines check for several factors, including weight and size. Each patty must be the correct weight and thickness. Texture and appearance. The patties should be evenly shaped and free from defects. The freezing process must be checked to ensure the patties are stored at the correct temperature. Bacteria testing. Samples of the patties are tested in laboratories to make sure they do not contain harmful bacteria, like E. coli or Salmonella. If a batch of patties does not meet quality standards, it is removed from production to ensure that only the best products reach consumers. After passing all quality checks, the patties are ready for packaging. They are placed in plastic wrap, vacuum-sealed bags, or boxes, depending on where they will be sold. Some factories package patties in bulk for restaurants, while others create smaller packs for grocery stores. The packaging process is designed to keep the patties safe from contamination. Automated machines carefully place the patties in sealed containers, ensuring that they remain hygienic and fresh. The packaged patties are loaded onto trucks and shipped to different locations. Some go to fast food chains, while others are sent to grocery stores and supermarkets. Bread production is a fascinating process, where each loaf moves through a series of high-tech machines, all working together to ensure a perfect result. The process begins with loading the main ingredients, flour, water, yeast, and sugar, into large mixers. Each ingredient flows into the mixer in precise amounts to ensure consistency in the dough. Once inside the mixer, the ingredients are combined, forming a thick and elastic dough. This step is crucial for developing the bread's texture. Once fermented, the dough is transferred to a machine called the divider. This machine portions the dough into individual pieces, which will become individual loaves or buns. Next, the dough pieces move to the shaping station where they are molded into various forms. This machine ensures that each piece has the correct shape and size. After shaping the dough, enters a large industrial oven for baking. The oven is precisely temperature-controlled, allowing each loaf to bake evenly, resulting in a golden crust and a soft, airy interior. Inside the oven, the dough expands as it bakes, creating that irresistible fresh bread aroma. This stage gives the bread its structure and flavor. Once baked, the bread needs time to cool before packaging. Conveyor belts carry the freshly baked loaves through a cooling area, where they gradually return to room temperature. This step is essential as packaging. Warm bread could lead to condensation and affect its shelf life. Once cooled, the bread heads to the packaging stage. Here, a specialized machine wraps each loaf, preserving its freshness. These machines can pack up to 45 products per minute and can use different packaging methods, either sealing with heat or closing with clips. Haribo candies are produced in factories using a combination of traditional methods and modern technology. The process begins with the careful selection of ingredients such as sugar, gelatin, glucose syrup, flavorings, and food colorings. Once the ingredients are gathered, they are mixed together in large vats to create the candy mixture. The mixture is then heated to a precise temperature to ensure it reaches the correct consistency. Different flavors and colors are added at this stage to create the variety of Haribo candies available on the market. The next step in the process is shaping the candies. The warm candy mixture is poured into molds that give the candies their iconic shapes, such as bears, worms, or rings. The molds are carefully designed to ensure each candy is uniform in size and shape. After the candies have been shaped, they are cooled and allowed to set. This process can take several hours, depending on the type of candy being produced. Once the candies have set, they are removed from the molds and sent to the packaging area. In the packaging area, the candies are sorted and packaged into the familiar bags or boxes. The packaging is designed to keep the candies fresh and protect them during transportation. Labels are added to the packaging to provide important information, such as ingredients, expiration dates, and nutritional content. Quality control is a crucial part of the manufacturing process at Haribo factories. Samples of candies are regularly taken from the production line and tested to ensure they meet the company's high standards. From a pharmacy on the streets of Atlanta to a global phenomenon, Coca-Cola has captured the world's taste buds. With an astounding 10,000 servings enjoyed every second, this iconic drink has become more than just a beverage. It's a symbol of refreshment and nostalgia. The production of Coca-Cola begins with the main ingredients include water, sweeteners like sugar or high fructose corn syrup depending on the country, caffeine, and a blend of natural flavors. The exact combination of flavors is a closely guarded secret, often referred to as Merchandise 7X. While most of the ingredients are common, the proprietary flavor mix is what sets Coca-Cola apart, giving it a unique taste that has been cherished for over a century. The process begins with purifying the water, which is the primary component of Coca-Cola. Factories use advanced filtration systems to remove any impurities, ensuring that the water meets Coca-Cola's high-quality standards. Purified water helps maintain a consistent taste, regardless of where in the world the drink is produced. After water filtration, it's time to make the syrup base. This syrup is the concentrated form of Coca-Cola that will later be mixed with carbonated water. The purified water is combined with sweeteners and the proprietary flavor blend in large stainless steel mixing tanks. Automated machines measure and mix these ingredients with precision to ensure consistency. Quality control is crucial during this stage, as even a slight variation could alter the drink's iconic flavor. The syrup base is continuously tested for taste, consistency, and quality. Once the syrup base is ready, it's time to add the fizz. Carbonation is what gives Coca-Cola its refreshing bubbles. This step involves pumping carbon dioxide gas into the syrup base under high pressure, creating the signature effervescence. The amount of carbonation is carefully regulated. Too much or too little could change the experience of drinking Coca-Cola. This is done in large carbonation tanks, ensuring that the gas mixes evenly throughout the liquid. While the syrup is being prepared, the factory also produces bottles for the beverage. Coca-Cola bottles can be made from either glass, plastic, or aluminum. Quality control is a top priority for Coca-Cola, as consistency in flavor and quality is key to the brand's reputation. Throughout the manufacturing process, samples are taken and tested to ensure they meet Coca-Cola's rigorous standards. Technicians test for taste, carbonation levels, and purity, ensuring each batch of Coca-Cola matches the brand's standard. Each bottle or can is carefully inspected for any defects before filling. Modern quality control technologies such as high-speed cameras and sensors detect any imperfections. Only bottles that meet Coca-Cola's quality standards move forward in the production line. The bottling process is a high-speed, automated operation. The carbonated Coca-Cola syrup is poured into bottles or cans, typically at a rate of thousands of units per minute. These filling machines are designed to minimize any loss of carbonation and prevent any outside contamination. Immediately after filling, each bottle is capped to lock in the carbonation and preserve freshness. The capping process is quick, often happening within seconds of filling, and seals the drink tightly. The caps are made from special materials that maintain the seal while withstanding the pressure inside the bottle. Once filled and capped, each bottle or can is labeled with Coca-Cola's iconic branding. The labels include important information such as ingredients, nutritional details, and the brand's trademark logo. This labeling process is also automated with high-speed machines, applying the labels with precision to ensure they're aligned correctly and securely attached. After labeling, the bottles are grouped into cases and packaged for distribution. In most factories, Coca-Cola products are packed in cardboard boxes, plastic wrapped, or pallets, making them ready for transport. Some factories also produce multi-packs for bulk buying, ensuring they can meet various customer needs. Once packaged, the finished products are ready for distribution. Coca-Cola uses a vast network of logistics to transport the drinks from the factory to distribution centers, and then onto retail stores. Refrigerated trucks are often used to ensure the drinks are kept at optimal temperatures during transport. In just a matter of days, a bottle of Coca-Cola can go from production to being stocked on store shelves, ready to be enjoyed by customers around the world. Bread production begins with high-quality ingredients. Factories source the finest flour, water, salt, and yeast. Some breads may also contain oil or other seasonings depending on the variety being made. Next, the ingredients are mixed together in large industrial mixers. Water and flour are combined with yeast and salt to form a smooth dough. Once the dough reaches the perfect consistency, it's divided into individual portions. These portions are then shaped into flat discs. Factories use specialized equipment to ensure each piece of dough is the same size and thickness for uniform baking. The dough is then sent to proofing chambers where it rests and rises slightly. Bread is baked on hot conveyor belts or stone ovens. The heat causes the dough to puff up, creating the signature air pockets inside. Each one spends just a few minutes in the oven baking to a soft, golden perfection. Some breads are cooked until slightly crispy depending on the desired style. The process of making Twizzlers begins with mixing ingredients such as corn syrup, wheat flour, sugar, cornstarch, and other flavorings in large industrial mixers. This mixture is then heated to create a smooth, pliable paste. Once the paste is ready, it is extruded through a die that shapes the candy into long ropes. These ropes are then twisted to give Twizzlers their signature appearance. The twisting process occurs rapidly and is carefully monitored to ensure consistency in the size and shape of the final product. After the twisting process, the Twizzlers are cooled and cut into individual pieces of the desired length. They are then packaged for distribution to stores and consumers. Quality control is an essential part of the manufacturing process to ensure that the Twizzlers meet the company's standards for taste, texture, and appearance.